Perfect. Yes. Fantastic. Hey, not a horseman. Welcome. Let's go just 2x over here until we completely catch up. And there is nothing over here to take a look at for the most part. So, actually, will we use blue for running or for TaToH? I guess we are going to use blue for running. Yeah, we are going to leave TaToH in the red. So this way it's a little bit easier to tell the players apart when they are contrasting like this. Red and purple I don't think is going to do anyone any favors, so... Let's see. Italians versus Bohemians for the first matchup. This is really interesting. We already saw Italians before, but they were not the best. And there is a reason they are not a top tier arena civilization. And these closed maps, that's certainly going to shine through. Meanwhile, Runny's got Bohemians, so an amazing civilization for closed maps. Interestingly, the Bohemians aren't banned. Yeah, I thought Bohemians or Burgundians perhaps will get banned. Some of the first civilizations. I'm not really sure if they are banned in the most used civilizations or the most drafted civilizations, which can be two different things. You know, we can have more drafts with a certain civ, but a different civilization that's used the most, and that's prioritized higher in the maps that they are featured in, for instance. But yeah, Britons and Poles. So Poles, I thought it was going to be banned after the first week, but it wasn't. And now we have them banned. We have Britons as well. But Gujaras and Burgundians will still be available, as well as Turks, which we also saw quite a bit of. Teutons we saw quite a bit of as well. They are still available. Byzantines we saw quite a bit of. They are still available. And tomorrow, 2 additional civilizations are going to be banned for the players, and they'll have to use something else. Hey, BattleBotBird! How's it going? Hi. Bohemians are insane. 19 plus 2 castle drop, including... Maybe not here, but in arena. Yeah. Castle Age is coming up already for the players, and we are completely caught up, guys! Yes, sir! 30 seconds for the Castle Age for TaToH. Ryan is gonna be there in a minute, so he's a little bit later. He has gone up on a stronger population though. 27 population, he's on 28 now. And he'll start going after those relics, I imagine. Well, he did go for the stable, right? So he's gonna have scouts coming out. But TaToH already had scouts coming out a little bit earlier, so he's got 3 scouts already out. Actually, he's got 2 scouts in the spearman. We had 2 scouts for running over here, no spears. He's going for the 3rd. And TaToH's just gotten the 3rd scout out. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's probably outside. Yeah. With a little head start to the Castle Age, TaToH's gonna be the first player also getting the 2nd TC out. Meanwhile, running gets to the Castle Age over here. First thing he does is go for a monastery. And no extra TC. Instead, we see like cavalry coming up for both players. And TaToH's got it first. But he's on 2 versus 4 units though. So now with the little hill over there, Ryan's turning around, trying to take the engagement. And TaToH does not want anything to do with that. Disengages right away. And of course, now with the light cavalry upgrade being here for running 2, that'll put TaToH in a trickier spot. We have a 2nd DC finally coming out for the bull player as well. And given the fact nobody has sold any of the stone, it seems quite clear to me that everyone's going to go for the 3rd DC. Bull players will go for the 3rd DC eventually. There we are, and TaToH's going to try to take the conversion over here. Can I do it? Of course. Running's paying attention. And there's going to be a fight for the center until somebody comes out on top with the scout engagement, because as long as the scouts are out, even if you are outnumbered, like it's TaToH's case over here, you should still be able to roam around. Find monks, right? You're going to want to stay close to the relics, and then if you can find monks, you can still snipe these. It's not taking too much from the scouts at all. Running's getting the first one. Oh boy, and TaToH's going there. I think he's gonna take the monk down, but won't be able to prevent the relic from being dropped. Ah, yes, sir. He's got a scout inside right now. That was just in time. That came in quite clutch from running. Lost the monk, but he was still also able to get a monk himself from TaToH. Yeah, and in the end, he's gonna end up cleaning up the light cavalry over here, but he's taking some losses though. That's a villager going down. There we are. Another villager going down as well. So 2 villagers. Ryan's already lost. A monk. 2 monks total, I think. Plus the scout right now, and KD is gonna be neck and neck, 5-5, with Eco KD favoring TaToH, and the 30C coming out for TaToH, which is gonna allow him to get ahead in economy, like quite a bit. Yeah, that was really, really good for TaToH, and a little bit unfortunate for Ryan, of course.
Impero ein.
There we go. Yeah, Ryan is still roaming around in TaToH. He's going to realize about the monk. And that monk's a gunner as well. It's been overall pretty good for Ryan in the sense that he's the only player who's managed to collect relics. But it's not been really good for him in terms of engagement, as he's lost so many units. He's getting monks as well, but he's kind of left behind in worker count and military count as well. TaToH's already building a nice villager lead, although Ryan managed to get a 30C up himself as well. That should allow him to prevent TaToH from pulling ahead in villager count any further than this. It should be a fairly consistent 4 to 6 villager lead for TaToH, as long as both players are able to keep their TCs working, of course. Yo, Rosa! Welcome back. Hope you're doing alright. How are you doing? Let's see. TaToH's picking this relic, so that's gonna be 2 relics for him. He went for the relic down south as well. We had one around here. He managed to collect it, so now that's gonna be 2 relics for him. Remember that we have 5 relics inside and 2 relics outside, so if we go up, we're gonna see that Running's already got an eye on this one up in the north. So if he collects that one, that's going to be 3 relics for him. And TaToH? Well, TaToH would still technically have both these relics available to try and collect at the center. So if he gets those, he'll still be ahead by 1 relic. But right now, it's basically tied. And let's see, we have a monk going over there at some point. It doesn't seem like Running's sending a monk up in the north. He's got 2 total. Oh, nice! Monk pick over here from Running as well. The fight's over the relics, you gotta love it. There we go. TaToH already with over 1 minute more to vital TC time. Yeah, that's a little bit. You know, he also managed to get the TCs up a little bit sooner, so that's going to kind of offset for that a little bit. In the end, TaToH manages to collect the relic from down south, and we're gonna see Running sending a monk to try and collect the one up north, but TaToH already has a scout over there. Plus, Running did manage to collect the relic from up north outside, so that's gonna be 3 to 3 relic distribution, and this is going to define who comes out on top. It seems to me like it should be TaToH, but I'm not really sure. For the most part, it's because the relic is closer to his base. If it weren't because of that, I don't think anyone would actually have the chance of collecting the relics at all. So we see another monk going down, and that's another monk going down over there for sure. Yes, sir. And if it weren't because the relic is closer to TaToH's base, yeah, and if it was closer, or actually it was more to the center, I don't think anyone will be able to collect them. Because TaToH can also do what Running just did and just try to dive in to get the monk. I do like the Running is pulling the relic closer though, so even if TaToH was able to take the monk down, it doesn't seem like he's gonna try and do anymore. Running would kind of drop the relic closer to his base, and that would make it a little bit easier for him to try and go after it again. So in the end, it seems like Running's going to get away with it. TaToH is not interested in taking the engagement over there. He's respecting the light cavalry and the spearmen from Running, and instead he's going for a castle himself. Well, Running has been collecting quite a bit of stone, and we'll try to go for a castle as well. Now check this out. Also, Running is going to be the first player to go for the wall on the right hand side. And there was a wall foundation over here coming out for TaToH, but he won't be able to finish the walls. At the very least, not these ones, of course. He'll have to go for walls behind the walls from Running. So Imperialists on the way for both players, and Running's got a little bit of a head start to it, despite being lower in villager count. Beautiful. Unlikely that Running will be able to do any damage over here. He does have the walls coming up down south though. So then a bunch of villagers forward to try and castle drop. You realize about TaToH's castle in a moment. Yeah, boy, if you didn't know about the castle, he should know about it now that we have Genoese crosses over there. Why is it going after the Genoese crosses with villagers? That's never going to work. Convergence over there. He does manage to get 2 Genoese crossbows. Trying to get a castle up over here with the spearman. He should be able to hold on against light cavalry, no problem. And with light cavalry, it's going to be tough, but given that we have only 2 Genoese crosses left over here from TaToH, the conversions from Running came in clutch over there. Otherwise, the light cavalry wouldn't really pose a threat at all. Regardless, though, the castle is coming up, and he was faster to the Imperial Age, but he doesn't really have the ability to go for a trebuchet just yet. So now he's gonna kill the first trebuchet just a few seconds before TaToH gets to the Imperial Age himself. So now we have Pavisa coming out for TaToH. As soon as that finishes researching, we're gonna see a trebuchet come out for him as well. As I imagine, he's also aware of the castle, and he is. Yes. Running did not wall the lower side, but he did manage to sneak a villager here, which is great. We take a look at TaToH's point of view. He knows about the outpost though, so he should, you know, his Running sense should be tingling right now. Wait, no trebs from TaToH? What's going on here? I do find it very interesting due to the fact that he was going for Genoese crossbows. Nietzsche's coming out now for Running as well, yes. There we go. It seems the castle over here is going down. Why would it take so long for TaToH to go for trebuchets though? He prioritized Pavise. he prioritized conscription. I understand that. But without a castle, he's gonna go for Genoese crossbows, which he was... I guess he probably just gave up on it, given the army... The apparent army he was spotting from running. So instead now he goes for condottieri, which will be good against gunpowder units. So the condottieri close the gap over here and completely annihilate these units. The problem is the running is now making a switch into cavalier. Against which, Genoese crossbows would be fantastic, but in this position doesn't seem like it's going to be anywhere near as good. So there we go, the condottieri are coming in. They're going to try and take the trebuchet. It's not really going to change the fact that he already lost the castle though, but he might be able to take the castle down from Ryan as well, and both players will be left castle-less. Well, not really. Ryan does have another one behind here. But he is losing a lot though. Between the trebuchets and now the bombard cannons as well, or the Huvnitsa. It's gonna be some very expensive losses, that he keeps the Huvnitsa up. Just in time. Yeah, and there we go. Running realizes about TaToH being behind somewhere. And he's trying to spot it, but TaToH's already getting the first barracks up. He's got the first one up. He's going for the second barrack with the sneaky villager over here. And it's taking forever for Running to pay attention to the back of his base again, because everything's happening at the center over here. And he's actually winning this fight. The condottieri are not doing too well against the cavalier, but we need more units though, and right now production potential is not the highest I have seen. For cavalier, he's got 3 stables only. He's already on 127 villagers, but the condottieri end up coming out on top as the cavalier are just not producing fast enough, and his economy, while it's strong enough for him to go for more than 3 stable production, doesn't really have the setup to go for it. Yeah, and the condottieri is starting to pour in. We already had 2 barracks, and the 3rd and 4th barracks coming up right now for TaToH. And you know what? This might be the demise of Running. The sneaky villager from TaToH and the barracks coming up over here. You know, he could potentially also make a play for pikemen now that he sees the cavalier coming up. Although, to be fair, with Pavise and play mail armor, the condottieri over here might just be strong enough. They're actually very tanky. 5 pierce armor, 5 melee armor as well. Even against the cavalier, they're doing really well. A lot better than I thought they were going to. And it doesn't take too much, you know. It's only about 2 condottieri will be enough to take on a single cavalier. So the fact that he's got 4 barracks over here on the back, compared to, what, 3 stables only still? Okay, so we see extra stables coming up finally for Running. It means that TaToH is still going to be a nuisance over here until Ryan is eventually able to pump out enough cavalier to clean this up. But he's under a lot of pressure though. The bombard cannons from the south taking the TC down. He will end up taking the bombard cannons down. And the TC staying up for the time being. He's been under a lot of pressure. And there is a siege workshop coming out right now. He still needs to take the villager down. Kansar okay, I guess. Just a bit worse than champs. Yeah. It's going to be enough for Running to call the GG over here. The beauty about condos is that they are super straightforward and readily available, so the moment you get to the Imperial Age, you can go for them. You don't need to go for men-at-arms, lone swords, 200 swordsmen, and champion. You just go for condottieri. They are there, right? So the only thing you need to get for these units is basically the blacksmith upgrades. If you've been going for cavalry already, you probably went perhaps for forging, maybe iron casting already, so that's going to leave you only on the mail armor line of upgrades, right? To research and potentially blast furnace as well. So game number 1 goes in favor of TaToH. And he did have 100% of the predictions. So let's resolve the contest over there. And let's take a look at the achievements before we jump into game number 2 as usual. We're going to run a quick commercial before we jump into the next one. To keep the pre-roll ads off. What do we get from military? We have a nice 7 to 6 KD ratio for Mr. TaToH. And check this out. Military counts over here, absolutely ridiculous. TaToH's production was so much higher. For economy, we also have a stronger economy for TaToH, collecting about 4,259 extra resources towards the end of the game with a stronger society stat over here of a higher max villager count and a lower villager loss count over here, losing only 5 villagers throughout the entire game, while running on the other hand, he ended up losing 58. So not the best for the German over here. Faster up times for TaToH up to the castle age. Didn't matter too much. He did manage to get the TCs up sooner though. So that allowed him to get an alright villager lead since fairly early, but it was not too massive. Well done. Let's cross the map and the civilizations out. We'll enable predictions for game number 2 as well. So option 1 will still be TaToH. Option 2 will still be running. Wait, what did we have in the previous game? It was TaToH playing red and running playing blue, right? I think. So who wins game number 2? Option 1, TaToH. Option 2, running. I should probably change that. So we're going to make option 1 running. And option 2, TaToH. So they are the same as in game. Yeah, there we go. Predictions are on for 5 minutes. The Wall. This is one of those maps where Turks were quite popular. We saw Portuguese be quite popular as well, and we do have Portuguese indeed over here for running. Koreans, interestingly enough, is going to be the civilization of choice for TaToH. There's still plenty of maps available for the players to pick from as well, so trying to guess on the civilization matchups over here, it's still going to involve some serious guesswork, and there are no certainties in that regard. Really well done by TaToH. Rennie wasn't able to defend the center position and got killed by the hidden barracks. Yeah. So, predictions are still on for about 4 minutes. Running with Portuguese will have the ability to go for organ guns. So far, most of the times that we saw Portuguese players go for the organ guns, it's not really worked out too well, to be honest. So I'm not really sure what to expect over here. You'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out for sure. Meanwhile, for Koreans, war wagons? Defensive towers? You know, if he was expecting Portuguese and he went for Koreans just for the defensive potential of the civilization, that could be kind of genius actually, because I remember I saw Koreans just getting a few towers up around the map. On this map specifically against Portuguese, allow them to get ahead so much. Usually what you do is you go for extra TCs, and then as soon as your opponent starts pushing, you just pop a few towers up, and you know, in the castle age, those are guard towers for free already for Koreans. So they are very, very hard to push. You can just garrison a few villagers, you can just garrison a few archers. You get ahead in economy massively as your opponent's going to be sticking to 1 TC full push with the organ guns, right? And by the time you get to the Imperial Age, your economy is already in a much better spot, and you can go for war wagons, you can go for monks, you can go for anything. Monks are not the best for Koreans, but you can go for anything you want, and that usually puts you in a much better spot. So we'll see if that's what we get on this game, or if it's going to be a different dynamic. Already, the Fuel Age is coming up, and one is going up on 23 pops, so this is going to be a fast castle organ gun play. Meanwhile, TaToH on the other hand is going up on 24 pop, and this is going to be a fast castle. Not straight into a castle play, but he could potentially switch extra villagers to stone once he clicks out to the castle age, and then if he's able to eventually get a defensive castle up, that should leave him in a pretty good spot as well, since that would make it impossible for Ryan to put any pressure in the castle age, and he would have to gonna rush the Imperial Age instead. That'd be kind of awkward for TaToH though, because he wouldn't really be able to make a play for economy the way that I was suggesting earlier, and he would kind of be forced into making a play for the Imperial Age as well, so that he does not lose the castle to trebuchets. So now 100% sure as to what to expect over here, to be honest. And from what I can see, not really sure what you guys are expecting because nobody's participating in the prediction contest yet. We're probably just going to call it off if we get no bets. So 1 minute and a half left for the predictions. I participated, but in my country I'm unable to bet any bones. Ah, right. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Okay, some are coming in now for both players. Wow, 11k to the 10. This is a very good opportunity for anybody potentially betting on Mr. TaToH. There's a lot of bones for running. Yeah. Given how well TaToH performed in game number 1, I'll be expecting that to be the other way around. So there is a few seconds left only. Alright. Castle is coming up over here. Well, players. Oh, it was the other way around. Sorry, yeah, right. I switched the options around. My bad. Okay, there we go. The predictions are over. And what do we have? Well, the castle is coming in significantly earlier for running. He's sending villagers forward already, so we're gonna see the castle come up in a moment. Meanwhile, TaToH, on the other hand, is making a heavier switch to stone right now, bringing the third villager over to the stone, but won't have enough resources to go for a castle anytime soon, so most likely we'll just see the extra TCs. Yeah, he's going to 200 stone right now, and Running's going to drop the castle over here as he gets to the castle age within the next few seconds. TaToH's just going to go for extra TCs. Can the caster also spend points? No, you cannot. The individual who opens the bets cannot bet. Yeah, I'm not really sure if somebody else opens the bet, if I'm able to bet actually at all, because of being the channel owner and having infinite bones. Beautiful. Here we are. Fantastic. Should be able to come in already in TaToH. TaToH knows. Yeah, that could be rigged. True. Tower's coming up. So this is basically what we had last time around, that we saw this exact matchup on this map. Portuguese going all in with the full organ gun push over here, and Koreans just getting the guard towers up and preventing the organ guns from getting any damage down. So this should be really good for TaToH if he can get away with it. Ideally, he wants to go for a third DC as well, but obviously having to go for the guard towers eats into his stone piles. So it's not really going to be possible yet. I should be able to go for it eventually. And 3 guard towers are really fantastic. Take a look at this. Defense range. TaToH. There's no way for Running to come in to get through. Oh, that was good though. Running was trying to deny, or actually he was trying to steal the relics from TaToH, and TaToH does end up sniping the monk over there. In the end, I think Running did manage to get one of these relics though, because TaToH's only on one. And he should spawn with 3. And I'm not really sure what the second one is. Where's the monk? He's got the monk over here. So yeah, it seems like Running was able to get away with one of the relics. And now he's going to end up collecting the second one from TaToH, which is going to leave Running on 5 relics versus only 1. For TaToH. TaToH. Still waiting for the extra TC to come up. TaToH's going pretty heavily on stone, so it seems like he's gonna play for a castle as opposed to a TC. If he hadn't gone for a defensive siege workshop over here, he would have had the resources. Right now, to go for the 30 TC. Another castle's coming up and Running. And TaToH, is he playing for the Imperial Age? It seems to me like he might be making a play for Imp over here. Take a look at his resources. He's probably expecting Running to go for another castle drop. So he's saving to go for a castle, to go up to the Imperial Age and defend himself against the castle drop. This is kind of genius from TaToH. And I would be expecting him to have gone for the 30C and just turtle up. But this castle would have made things a little bit harder for him, right? So the fact that he's making a play for the Imperial Age already shows some great game sense from Spaniard. And Running, on the other hand, he's got almost enough food to click up to the Imperial Age, but not anywhere near enough gold. Not yet, anyway. Strategy is only genius if you're right. That is good game sense though. I'm not going to take that away from him. With a siege workshop and the monastery, he's already able to click up, and very soon he's going to have enough stone to go for the castle. You know, if he was expecting Running to be on 1 TC full push over here, going for the second TC means that he's already getting ahead in economy, so he doesn't need to go necessarily for 3-4 TCs. With 2 TCs alone, that's already going to be enough for him to start pulling the lead. So with 2 TCs and pretty swift Imperial Age, TaToH's going to be in the Imperial Age with a stronger economy. He'll be the first player to go for trebuchets, and that should put him in a pretty good spot. Not too much later aim for Running, true. So now what's very important for TaToH is to actually get the castle up, so that he has the ability to go for trebuchets once he hits the Imperial Age, as opposed to going for the castle once he hits the Imperial Age and allowing Running to be the first player to go for Trev. So there we go, the castle's on the way. He's really cautious. Going for the castle on the back. University for chemistry. In Running, Organs won't really do too much, so he's kind of banking as well on the trebuchet play. I don't see a siege workshop at all for him though. So no bombard cannons, just going to be trebs. Which makes sense, you know, with extra range on the towers. Bombard cannons could be tricky. One villager on food, that is some all in. Yeah. Organ guns do have siege class armor, right? Yes. Yes, they do. If you were wondering for conversions, you do need redemption, which Koreans do not get. Redemption, atonement, they don't get either. I think they don't get heresy either. Was it heresy? Yeah, so there are 4 civs, 4 texts that I believe Koreans lack, so they don't get redemption, they don't get atonement, they don't get heresy if I'm not mistaken. And I think they don't get illumination if I'm not wrong. I don't remember if it was faith or illumination. I think it's illumination that they don't get. Yeah. Trails for both. Yes, sir. TaToH because of the head start, running because of the extra castle. The castle's going down over here for running, for sure. It's got only 5 villagers. It's going to take about 7 villagers to repair 1 trap worth of damage. So with 2 traps over here, he's going to need 14, and that is certainly not what he's got. So this castle's going down, and it's taking forever for running to get to the castle because we got to get past the guard towers first, the keep. Now, as a matter of fact, it's not going to take too long to get past the keep, but then he probably wants to get past the TC as well. Meanwhile, his own castle's about to drop. We have more keeps coming out from TaToH as well. He is kind of cornered though, to be fair. Bar cannons are coming out already for TaToH as well. Yeah, TaToH starting to go for more military currently, and he does end up pushing, running away. But ideally, he wants to go for something other than siege. A siege alone is not going to take on, like, cavalry units, for instance. By the way, kind of freezing. What is the temperature right now? 17 degrees. Man, am I spoiled. There you are. Beautiful conversion. Goes down as well. Why create them villages if you can just convert them? It's going to require some good conversions though. You know, the monk play over here kind of makes sense for running. Portuguese, they have fantastic monks. The only upgrade that they are missing is illumination, which Koreans don't get either. And he's going for theocracy right now as well. This could be really good. Now he starts to pump some fetorias as well. It's going to be the second one coming up, increasing his current population count. TaToH's actually starting to struggle over here a little bit, despite having the stronger economy on paper. It's not the best. Freezing at 17 degrees, that'll be me sitting with shorts and t-shirt and still sweating. Well, yeah, but I'm indoors. I'm not really sure what the, you know, what the temperature is actually in my room. If I was outside, I think I'll be fine. Here is probably more like 12, 13, I guess. Not really freezing. It's a little bit chilly. I have goosebumps. We call it in Argentina chicken skin. So far, the push from running is still very strong. Do you have snow in winters, or is climate too warm in Argentina? In Argentina, in the whole of Argentina, it really varies. Where I live, there is no snow, but actually we have had snow 2 times in my whole life. And it was just very, very little snow. In the south of Argentina, well, it's snow all the time. It's covered in snow all the time. But still a very respectable military count for running in TaToH. Still significantly ahead in villager count, of course. Kind of struggling though. Some of his economy's idle. some of it is getting converted. Oh, the bombard cannon shots! Right on the head of all 3 monks over there in the group. Going down immediately. The unsuspecting missionaries knocked on the wrong door. And the castle goes down over here for TaToH running. Seems like he might be able to pull this off. He's got 4 trebuchets, a bunch of monks over here, still a bunch of organ guns. And with the Feitoria, you know, his economy is actually pretty decent as well. So it doesn't matter if TaToH's got some extra villagers at this point anymore. We have 3 Feitorias already for running. That's going to compensate greatly. And we finally have some military coming out for TaToH. I don't think Hand Cannoneer will cut it though. Yeah, unfortunately, he's gonna go for organ guns and... Sorry, not for organ guns. He's gonna go for war wagons. And the Hand Cannoneer is simply not strong enough. As Ryan is getting conversions on these units, he's going to end up converting the Hand Cannoneer. And TaToH calls a GG right there as he's unable to keep on defending anymore. And this was a really strong game. It's the first instance that I remember with this matchup where the game goes in favor of the player making the push over here with the Portuguese. So well played. Ronin ties the series up. We are going to have a 6-game series, actually a 5-game series guaranteed at the very least, and potentially more games, of course. So yes, let's go and check some of the achievements over here before hopping out, and we see a very nice KD for TaToH in the end, a 2-to-1 KD ratio, right? That's going to be 26-to-13. However, conversion to the surgeon ratio was much better for running, actually kind of infinite technically. But if you group both things up, that's going to be 20 kills to 26 losses for running, which is not the best, but because he was the one putting pressure, it was in the end sufficient, especially with the military count over here. You can see TaToH simply didn't have the means to defend himself. Stronger economy for TaToH in the end. For society, we also see a higher society stat over here for TaToH collecting, or actually massing the most villages in the game, but because of the Feitorias, once again, it did not really matter too much. Was running in the end was fairly competitive. Keep in mind that even though we had 4,000 extra resources, or actually 6,996 extra resources for TaToH, running did not have to pay for the extra TC, did not have to pay for the towers, did not have to pay for the farms, for the extra villagers. So there's a lot of economy that goes into creating additional economy as well. And that's something that running was able to divert straight into military production. Alright, there we go. Welcome you guys, everyone, to the next one. We are going to leave TaToH in the red once again. We are going to have running in the blue. And the predictions are already on for who wins game number 3. For about 5 minutes, you are going to have running as option 1 and TaToH as option 2. Also go back to OSRS, because I can't play that while working, and realize I sent 11 in chat a few times and people looked at me as if I was crazy. OSRS, is that runestones? That looks like holding patterns of aircrafts. The map? Old school RuneScape. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. I usually tend to associate OS with open source, but I remember that the runestones stood for something else. Yeah. So, in case anybody might not be familiar with the map over here, this is an amazing map. This was actually originally submitted to the RMS Cap 2's map contest. And didn't make it into the tournament, but it found a home in Wallhalla, and quite the fitting one as well. Fantastic for clowns. So the players are divided by stone walls over here and a bunch of gold at the center of the map. And then they are surrounded by a layer of trees that's going to separate them from some of the extra starting villagers. They do get some extra villagers outside the walls, and we can see over here TaToH's got 3 extra villagers on the right hand side collecting deer, actually zebras. And on the left hand side we're gonna see a similar situation for Ryan as well. He's collecting some of the zebra over here. So that allows you to get some free resources. Alternatively, we saw some players make a play for wood with the outer villagers. Sometimes, in my opinion, going for the zebra is better because it's going to be free resources. You can already get wood with your inner villagers, right? But you only have so much hunting at the center. It's better for you to take advantage of what you don't have available otherwise. Regardless though, now it seems to have kind of standardized. The players go for food for the most part. Village coming up already for TaToH. In the matchup, by the way, Mongols versus Lithuanians. What is this like? Then TaToH going out to the village already on 20 population indicates some form of aggression coming up. He would simply not go for it if you were thinking of going for economy. Here we go. Nice. Village is coming out for running. He's going up on 23 pop. With Lithuanians, that's already enough for you to fast castle because of the extra starting resources. So I'm not really sure what TaToH's play is over here. He's going for Horse Collar, Dalbit Axe, Loom right now as well. So quite clearly not fast castling. And of course he wouldn't be able to go for it. So instead we have a stable coming up. He's gonna try to go after the villagers from running. And running is sending the villagers forward to try and get the stone walls up. I think he might actually get away with this. We had the scout on the way already for TaToH, but is that fast enough? And notice the moment TaToH realizes, or Ryan realizes, sorry, TaToH is already in the village. He's gonna try and get the walls up ASAP. He's getting greedy though, he's getting greedy. Okay, now this I like a little bit better, but that's not really going to protect the villagers. That's only going to prevent the scouts from getting to the other side, which doesn't really matter because what TaToH's after is the villagers, so it doesn't matter if he does not get to the other side. He just wants to take the villagers. So let's see, we have 2 vills over here. Now Ryan is going to realize about the scouts. Yes, and he's got to go for it right away, and he does go for it. A market's on the way. Now he's got into the village. He kind of needs to get the market out to go up to the castle H anyway, so there's not going to be any extra investment on Ryan's side. And he's getting the walls up over here as well, so that's going to allow him to secure 2 relics. By the time he gets to the castle H, he can go for monasteries. This is kind of rough for TaToH. And this is his home map, you know. This is a unique strategy that TaToH's pulling off on his home map. It doesn't seem like it's working out too well just yet, but of course the game's very early on still, so there's no saying what's going to happen once we get to later stages of the game. There we go, blacksmith's up, and Run is on his way to the castle H. Well, TaToH, TaToH. He is kind of stuck in the village, you know, like not even near having close enough resources to go up at all. Not even close. Prediction's already closed, by the way, I just realized. Yeah. Up in the north. Wolves coming out for TaToH. It's fine. He can go for these relics himself if he wanted to, but that's going to be much later, of course. He's gonna take so much longer to get to the castle. He does have a tower coming up next to the wood line for running. This doesn't really achieve too much. Prevents running from chopping through, but he can make a play for wood elsewhere. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Let's see how long it takes for running to realize. Yeah, it's just making a move to a different side of the wood. It's fine. If I watch right, then starting every player with 6 villagers is like by Mishi. I believe they do start on 9 villagers. On this one, let me check. Not just in this map, but on the tournament. Yeah, it's a 9 villager start. Let's catch up. There we are. Monastery is already up for running. Yeah, the house goes down and he gets another house immediately. We have some archers already here though from TaToH, making it pretty difficult. One archer making it pretty difficult for running to get the wall up. But he does get the houses up, and now with the monks coming out. Oh boy! TaToH managed to come in with scouts, so from the left hand side now, running is kind of trapped here. Yeah, I don't know about this. Well done, he gets the conversions over here. Can he? Not quite, but the monk's already going to defend the rest of his units currently. Yeah, that's good. Nice. The reactions from running though, realizing about the scouts on the left hand side, getting the house up. Get some monastery on the way now at the center too. And Lithuanians, we haven't really talked about the civilization bonuses and stuff, but they do have 20% faster work in monasteries. They are technically also a monk civilization. Now we have a siege workshop coming up, so Ryan's about to start smashing while TaToH is pretty much stuck in the village, which is definitely not ideal. And TaToH kind of come in. Yeah, definitely not ideal for TaToH. First Magna is gonna start coming out very soon, and TaToH's only now on his way to the castle age, so it's gonna take a while for him to even get some defensive siege out.
Sveiki. Klausau.
By the way, guys, did you see the big announcement? An AoE zone? It's good. There is a double cup 3. Looks great. We're gonna be covering that, of course. And I believe the qualifiers are going to start taking place. 2 TC Star Cup? Yeah, double and triple TC starts, if I'm not mistaken. Looks pretty good, honestly. There we go, finally running started to break through and come in me while TaToH's just trying to rush the siege workshop with 9 villagers. Yeah, kind of needs to go for it. And TaToH, thanks so much for the raid. Welcome you guys, I hope you had a great stream. I hope you enjoyed the stream, guys, as well. We are casting the semifinals of the Wallhalla tournament. Right now, series is neck and neck, 1-1 between TaToH and Running is putting a lot of pressure. 3 Magnus already out. It's gotta be careful over here. Good reaction. If he gets the Magnet over there, that's gonna be so huge, and that was so close. It's gonna be a 1-for-2 trade in favor of TaToH. Yeah, and Running's gonna be left on only 1 Magnet left over there. You know, Running's reaction was really good, but he couldn't quite clutch it. And TaToH doesn't end up getting 2 picks over there. Plus, we have some scouts right now, like cavalry coming out from TaToH. Is gonna try and circle back and try to take on the siege and try to take on the monks from behind over here. However, we do have a good mango shot over there from TaToH again on the monks, and redemption's only now coming up, and another huge shot from TaToH on the monks. And Running's been struggling in this regard this series. Yeah, with 4 monks going down over there, that's pretty expensive losses.
Lucho.
So he finishes research and redemption for 1 monk only. He's gonna try to go after the siege workshop. That is good. That is good. The great thing about this is that he can use... Yeah, and TaToH's not having any of that. Get out of here, man. The great thing about going for something like that is that it allows your monk to charge the conversion. So when the Magnet eventually pops out, you can redirect the monk conversion if you're paying attention. And that should allow you to get the conversion basically instantly. And TaToH cannot really afford to let Running convert any of these buildings, so it's just a lead in the market over there. I honestly do not really understand why he would delete the market and go for another one over here as opposed to just letting Running convert the market. It's not like Running is going to be producing anything for the market. And now all he does is he prompts Running into converting the next closest building, so now he loses the blacksmith. So I'm not really sure about that play from TaToH. And Running has been focusing on his push for the most part. No extra TCs or anything. So now he's got 2 Magnets trying to take on the TC from TaToH. And TaToH's got 3 TCs to work with. Has only managed to get an 8 villager lead though. There we go. Fantastic. Keeps on going for more and more buildings. Now the mill is going to get converted. Beautiful pressure as well. Hey, CD. Hi. Welcome back. Beautiful. Other stats to show how much resources went into repairs? No, that's a thing that I really wish we had for TaToH, but it's not currently available. So you cannot really know how many resources they spent trying to keep the TC up. We know that it's not particularly cheap though, because DCs you're gonna spend a lot of wood just to keep up. Yeah, and this is not good enough for TaToH. It's not getting 1 monk though. I'm not really sure why he pulled the light cavalry away though. He actually could have gotten some villagers down over there, or at the very least forced them away. Regardless though, the TC is going down no matter what. Meanwhile, what do we have for TaToH elsewhere? Yeah, there we go, the TC crumbles. TaToH goes for an archer. on the right hand side. This is peanuts, of course. Compared to the pressure that Ryan is putting over here, it's just not even close. And Ryan is going up to the Imperial Age as well. One of the perks of not paying for anywhere near as much extra economy as TaToH has to pay for. And TaToH is kind of playing game number 2 all over again. He's got guard towers now as well. Extra TCs and just making a play for economy, and Ryan is getting away with an incredible push over here. He's going to be the first player to the Imperial Age too. Which means access to bombard cannons, of course. See? Let's take one tower down. Yeah, even guard towers over here are proving kind of insufficient against the sheer amount of magnets we have. Plus, Ryan's been doing a really good job keeping the magnets repaired over there as well. Well done. Gotta be careful not to overextend like this. One mantle goes down. It's gonna be the second one he loses. And there we go. There's only one tower left over there for TaToH, going down very soon. As long as Ryan plays his cards right, of course. Not like this. He runs out of wood, so he's gonna keep on repairing. He doesn't end up losing a few extra magnets. That's not ideal, but at the very least, he did manage to get the towers down over here to push the villages away. And TaToH's economy is in shambles right now. It's extremely inefficient. And Ryan gets to the Imperial Age, right? So we're gonna see chemistry come up very soon and bombard cannons. He's just trying to balance his economy. Oh, a castle drop actually. Well, that's even better. Let me take a look at the range of the guard tower over here. We already have fletching for TaToH, but no balking arrow just yet. So we could potentially see a castle. And there we go. Ryan gets enough resources to go for it. What does he know in terms of what's outside from TaToH? He doesn't really know much. These 2 TCs. The extra economy from TaToH is quite significant over here. He's going for a 3rd TC as well. And yeah, if TaToH had balking arrow, he would be able to deny this castle for sure, but now he cannot. Regardless though, or maybe not deny it, but maybe get a few villagers or delay it a little bit. Casually buying 500 stone, yes. So he gets the castle up. He's going for theocracy right now. A good amount of monks means theocracy is going to come in clutch. Lithuanians, if I'm not mistaken, I think they get all the upgrades. I think they get everything, even heresy, if I'm not wrong. I'm just going to take a look at the tech tree really quickly. Check for that. Yeah, they get absolutely everything. Ryan losing bills on his wood. Is he?
Speaking.
Yeah, he gets pushed away a little bit, but I think it's fine. Okay, let's choose somewhere, right? 2 villagers? Yeah. Did that happen in the last minute or so? I don't think it was the woodline because there's only 1 archer over here. Unless he sent the villagers up to the north woodline, and then he probably could have lost some without noticing. Otherwise, it probably was maybe some of the guard towers targeting villagers. Or perhaps trying to get the castle up. Yeah, I think it's most likely those were 4 villagers. Hey, no bombard cannon! In the end, with the castle, he can already start pumping trebs out, so he doesn't need to go for gunpowder siege, and we're gonna see the trebuchet go after the final guard tower. Actually, we have 2 guard towers left over here, but it shouldn't take too long for Ryan to target this one, take it down, and you know we're not going to have any defenses anymore for TaToH. And how many villagers do we have over here for the red player? He's got 44 villagers, guys. 45, as a matter of fact. He's losing some already. And the mountain is going to start taking villagers down. The light cavalry will go and keep on collecting more vills. And now we have the pikemen over here coming around, taking on TaToH's economy. So it's looking pretty much GG. TaToH might have 5 TCs outside, but it's going to take such a long time for him to recover from losing so many villagers over here at the center that I don't think it's going to be possible for him to come back. Especially when Run is already in the Imperial Age. And yeah, there is nothing over here for TaToH to fight against running at all. Didn't Viper try a strat similar to this and got demolished by Draken or whoever it was? Yeah, I think it was... was it Ripard? I think it might have been Ripard. I don't remember, but I don't remember who exactly it was. But yeah, it was kind of similar to this. Or was it Barles? And he got kind of clapped. Seems like a GL kind of thing to go for. Honestly. Yeah, siege tower. I don't know about this. It's got 16 stone miners. What is it trying to go for? Towers? Castles? TaToH's struggling a lot. Yeah, do tell. Running's going in front of the tower over here. It's gonna be fine. Interestingly enough, Running's not really targeting these villagers anymore. Where are the pikemen? He sent the pikemen back home to try and prevent the tower from coming up. Okay. Yeah, that's good. TaToH had to relocate the tower because of this one from Running. And he cannot get the tower up, so he falls behind the villager count against Running. Happy player 240. Thank you for the raid. Welcome everyone. I hope your stream went well. We're casting TaToH versus Running so far. Tied 1-1, but yeah, definitely Running looking much better in game number 3. Certainly on the lead. Thank you, Jay Jana. Appreciate it. Hey, love the emote, by the way. Beautiful. So what else can TaToH go for over here? I like the siege tower play because he doesn't really have a place to go to anymore, so might as well just go into Running space and see if he could do any damage, but obviously it's not really going to do much of anything as the tower gets converted. TaToH deletes the villagers right there. Not to lose those to the conversions, as these monks already had Theocracy. Only one Monk's Faith got utilized in the conversion. So yeah, TaToH's gonna survive for the time being. But he's definitely on the back foot still, behind the military, behind the economy, behind the technology. 1 H behind Running, and the only thing that's keeping Running from, taking the game over here is the fact that he has not chopped through yet. So the only way for him to come out is going to be through an onager cut. Or, I'm not really sure if he's got any villages outside still. He could potentially go for. I think that might have been the losses that we saw, by the way. No, the villages are here. So he could potentially just go for a few buildings outside and start putting pressure. He's got all 3 vills here. So if he starts going for stables or Siege workshops. Should be able to start targeting TaToH eventually as well, but he's not doing it for some reason. What is the plan over here for running? He's already ahead. What does he know about the outer part of the map? He knows about 2 TCs. Alright. It seems to me like this could be a good opportunity for him to start putting some pressure from the right hand side, since he already has some villagers over here. Did he forget about the vills maybe? But he's not going for onager, so he's not thinking of cutting through. It seems like he's just making a play for economy over here, but in doing so, he's also giving TaToH plenty of time to recover. And TaToH's already gotten to 114 villagers, despite losing, I think it was like 40 villagers that we saw at the center. TaToH had exposed at one point. Treb cutting. Where is the Treb? Where is the Treb? I mean, I guess he could. You have Strebs even? He's getting the guard towers down first. He should? Yeah, he definitely should. Completely forgot about Treb cutting. That'd be a lot more straightforward than going for Rangers, of course. He's not doing it. He's not interested in that. He's going for Paladin now. So he's waiting until he masses a good army of Paladin before taking TaToH by storm. I'm not against that. TaToH's getting some castles up though to defend himself, and he's starting to bomb some Mangodai. I have seen 60 Mangodai easily take on 60 Paladin in the past. But obviously that is post-imp Mangodai, and TaToH is still very much pre-imp. So it's gonna take a while, but if TaToH manages to clutch it up, go up to the Imperial Age and get the upgrades before running, finally he decides to go forward. This could be kind of rough. We see Angers coming in right now for running as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It seems like he's forgotten about Treb cutting as well, because he definitely could have done it already, and he doesn't seem to be going for it. At the very least, he does bring the treasures over the left hand side, so he could try, but I don't know. Yeah, Castle Age Mangodai cannot beat Paladin. At all. At all. Paladin are just going to absolutely demolish Castle Age Mangodai, but given that running's given TaToH plenty of time and TaToH's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age, if TaToH does manage to get to a good amount of Mangodai with elite Mangodai and all the upgrades he needs to go for in the Imperial Age, running might actually not be able to seal the deal here. Yeah, third castle coming up for TaToH now. Plus, Running's going to show his hand already. Wow. Yeah, and TaToH calls it GG right there. Oh, wait a moment though. Where did he cut through? Oh, he didn't cut through. He went finally for the outer buildings. This is what I've been waiting for a while, and finally Running went for it. So now he starts pouring in the Paladin. This is good. I definitely prefer this over Running just trying to wait until he got to 40 or 50 Paladin, because he was giving TaToH plenty of time. So this is good. And GG. GG in the end. This feels like Running could have taken the game significantly earlier, but in the end, the game is a game, so we're not going to nitpick too much. 2-1 in favor of Running, and this on TaToH's home map. So let's go and take a look at the achievements before hopping out. Strong KD for TaToH in the end doesn't matter. Not too much, of course. 11 to 10 doesn't really matter when your economy is so much smaller. If we take a look at economy, you can see that it was larger at one point in time for TaToH, but you gotta keep in mind as well that he did pay for the extra TCs, the extra economy, and it was only about 300 extra resources he managed to collect throughout the entire game. While Ryan, of course, ended up spending the majority of his economy into military production. As you can see, he was ahead of military the vast majority of the game. Interesting strat by TaToH, yes, and I'm not really sure what the plan was over there. It seems like it was just a fast feudal into pressure outside, but it didn't really work out, and Ryan's reaction to that was pretty good. Yeah. Damn, boys. 61 villager kills from Ryan in this game. Or 61 villager losses for TaToH this game. And Ryan ended up losing 6 villagers throughout the entire game. The conversions as well. 41 freaking conversions from TaToH. Amazing. What a great game. I understand something with Connix in the ad. Do we see Bulgarians in the next match? No, not quite. Let's hit the predictions off. And let's enable predictions for game number 4, as you guys are going to have 4 minutes to predict who you think is going to win. You're going to have 5 minutes to predict who you think is going to win in game number 4. Option 1 is running. Option 2 is TaToH. So there we are. This being bypassed, we have Malay and Aztecs. 2 very interesting civilizations. Not really sure necessarily what to expect over here. I really want to see Connix, right? What kind of ads is Twitch running, by the way? I'm curious. Anyway. PLH is coming up already for TaToH. Interesting. I don't like this at all. Running instead, he's already on 21 population. He's gonna try and make a play for more of a standard fast castle, I guess. Fast feudal into eco into fastish castle is not quite as good as just straight fast castle with Malay. And there's no reason for you to rush the feudal age if you are even trying to defend yourself against potential towers, which I don't think the Aztecs are going to go for necessarily. Because it's so fast for Malay to get to the feudal age, they should be able to defend against any tower push. So, yeah, I think TaToH definitely could have benefited from just going for a straight fast castle over here. He is sending villagers forward, though, so it seems like he's gonna be the one putting pressure. Which I do find very interesting. You know, it's taking quite a while for him to send the villagers in, though. He's already in the fuel age. You would expect him to already have the tower coming up. But no. And Rang, on the other hand, is gonna try to make a play for a standard fast castle. Alright. There's maybe some kind of misheard lyrics, I guess. Maybe TaToH feels the pressure. Perhaps. There we go. Yeah, he gets the tower up. And good reaction from running. This will prevent him from straight fast castling, though, because these are villages that would otherwise be collecting resources. TaToH does manage to force a reaction out of running, but these 4 villages will also prevent TaToH from going out to the castle age anytime soon. Oh, just in time house for running. But the palisade crumbles, and now we are gonna see a villager going down. Yes, sir. As the villagers over here do not have loom. TaToH manages to come in. That is just so close. Yeah, there is no way for Ryan to fast castle. No. At this point. So TaToH's getting away with a lot of pressure over here. That's another villager going down from running. And Loom just comes up right now for Ryan as well, but he's already been taking some losses. And we have archers coming in from TaToH, so this is disaster. And Ryan calls a GG. Right there, we'll see a 2-2 score. As TaToH with a very, very quick game equalizes the series. There isn't really too much for us to take a look at in the achievements here, to be fair. Yeah, it's not too much. Beautiful. Fast field into GG. That was good. So I imagine TaToH was probably kind of hoping to achieve something similar in game number 3. Except the fast field was to put pressure outside and get the 3 villagers outside with the scouts. But he was unable to, as Running did manage to clutch the walls in game number 3 as opposed to game number 4. So yeah, there is some preparation over here from TaToH for sure. We'll see if he can clutch it up still. The series is tied. So it's anyone's game right now. We know for sure we have a 6-game series guaranteed. Depending on how the next 2 games go, of course, we could potentially get a full series. There we are. Sorry about that. Let's move running over to the blue collar. In Goths for TaToH versus Bengalis. Interesting. You know, we have seen Bengalis quite a lot on this map. We have seen Chinese quite a lot on this map. I don't remember if Chinese were banned for the previous round or not. Let me check. I guess they were not, because TaToH did have Chinese as part of his draft. He just didn't go for them, so it's going to be Goths versus Bengalis. Chinese and Bengalis are the 2 most popular civilizations for this map, in particular for this game mode on this map. Because Bengalis, they get access to Rathas, which are absolutely nuts. Starting with a castle already on a closed map where you're going to be able to play for the Imperial Age without too many issues, and you'll be able to actually go for a unique unit without having to invest too much. Means that Bengalis are an incredible civilization on this map, and we have seen them even take on Chinese. So that is going for something unexpected over here. And with Goths, well, he's going to have Huskars, and Huskars will take unranged Rathas, but I believe melee Rathas do take on Huskars. However, of course, if you add some pikemen into the mix, that's going to make the Ratha play significantly harder. So I think there's something to TaToH's seeming madness over here, or apparent madness over here. Allow the Goths. We'll see what we get. For the time being, the players are just getting some scouting. If I don't get conics, I will at least see some God Haskell spam. Well, ideally, that's what we are expecting to see from TaToH for sure. Running on the other hand, yeah, I'm not too sure about this. Let's see. Ryan's bringing the king back. How much scouting information did he get? Not too much. Yeah. Not really sure what to expect over here necessarily. It seems to me like it's just going to be a standard, uneventful game until we get to the Imperial Age, most likely.
Hi.
Fuel H.
Hey, yeah.
See her already.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, there we go. And TaToH's bringing the king back as well. Yeah, so it's already on the way for running. It's gonna be on the way for TaToH in a second. Here we go. Yeah. The walls are coming down already for TaToH. It's just trying to expand. Kind of similar to what running's doing up in the north as well. This is not closed. So TaToH would have to go for it again. By the way, I'm not really sure if I enabled predictions, did I? I didn't actually, so let's enable predictions for game number 5. Honestly, I don't think we're going to get any action until we get to the Imperial Age, so I'll still just leave the predictions open for 5 full minutes. Option 1 running, option 2 TaToH. Predictions are on right now. You have the opportunity of seeing a little bit more of the game before the predictions close, so you can make up your mind better. So far, running does have 2 extra villagers, and TaToH is going up to the next stage a little bit later. And this is just because of running's extra villagers. By the time he gets to the castle age, he already gets 4 additional villagers. So TaToH is bound to fall behind by 4, right? And he gets to the castle age and he's already behind by 4. I predict to see some Huskars. I also predict not to see Conics. The latter prediction is also pretty safe. Right.
Hey.
Beautiful. Can we fast forward? There's no fast forward button over here that's going to allow us to go faster. Nice map for running. We didn't really take a look at the map generation too much. He does have one of the golds forward over here, but that's going to be also the case for TaToH. Yeah, and one of the outer goals for running is to the side, so he is able to predict this one. That is true. While TaToH wouldn't really be able to secure any of the extra goals as they are both forward. Correct. Does have the stone over here. I guess he could potentially try and make a play for this goal. Maybe that would be kind of greedy though if you went around. Yeah, I don't think that's actually going to be possible. Also has a safe relic now. Yes. Gold, the relic, the stone. He's gonna try and get this relic, and TaToH seems like he'll spot the monk. He does. He's going to count down to the wire though. He gets the conversion. Well done. Stack that he came in clutch. If it weren't because of it, well, actually he would have gotten the conversion still because it's the scout cavalry as opposed to a light cavalry. He only managed to land 2 hits. He needed 3 with the scout. RNG right there for you. Of course. And yeah, it's pretty close right now in terms of villager counts, about the same. Militar is a little higher for running. He'll most likely end up collecting all the relics. Yeah, TaToH doesn't even have a monastery. No, no, no. By the way, when trying to organize my storage these past couple of days, it's disaster, man. I had so many, you know, through the years, as I began streaming, and then I switched from gameplay to casting, and then from just casting to tournament production and a bunch of other things. It was just disaster. I ended up with so many times that I formatted my computer, I ended up making so many backups, and then I started from scratch, different file organization paradigms. And by the end, I had like a bunch of different systems for saving stuff with duplicated things and very many different organization paradigms, and it was really bad. So I needed to try and fix that because I was running out of space, right? So I needed to fix that for storing more stuff and working on content as well. I managed to free enough storage space so that I can start working already, and I did start working already on my first scripted YouTube channel after a long time. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you probably already saw that one come up some time ago, which is related to the current state of Age of Empires and how, in my opinion, is the best time to come back into Age of Empires. Regardless though, one of the things that I wanted to mention was, in going through some of those folders, I found some very nice gems from back in the day. There are some tournaments cast that I had from, you know, the last year or 2 years that I don't think anyone put on YouTube, so I'm just going to upload those as part of a from the Vault series of videos as well. There's a bunch. There's a Queen's Clash Grand Final that I cast, and I did not see a bot for on YouTube, in English anyway. There is a 2001 Microsoft International as well, invitational tournament for $100,000 that I'm going to upload to the YouTube as well. Yeah, it's gonna be good. You're correct that it's the best time to come back to AoE, but you're also wrong because it's always the best time to come back. You got a point over there. True, for sure. Yes, the Huskars are coming out. Indeed. And the predictions are over. And we have one-sided predictions once again. There we go. Petards from TaToH? Yes. He'll try to come in and send the petards forward. He's sending a villager forward to get an outpost up as well. So you'll try to get the raids going already. This is extremely effective if he gets away with it, because even if he's got a fairly small amount of Huskars, these are such high pierce armor, especially now that he's going for chainmail armor. But just getting in will allow him to idle run his economy quite a lot. And running, well, he's got the Rathas. He's gonna start making a play for potential lone swords. For the time being, it's just going to be militias he's going for. And now the mana times upgrades on the way, as well as scale mill armor. But here comes TaToH. Yeah. And Runny knows. He saw with the villager forward, with the outpost, he saw the petards coming in, so he knows exactly what to expect. And notice how he's going to start going for the walls already, and it's not possible for TaToH to break through. He's going for a 4 siege workshop instead, and running defense tapping great. He's got a lone swordsman upgrade coming up, and for barracks to work with. Meanwhile, TaToH's going for more petards. But this has not worked out so far. I don't think it's going to work out anytime soon, because even if he was able to bust through, Running's lone swords are going to start going up in numbers quite a lot. There you are. Beautiful. Imperial H is here.
Adesh?
Yeah. I was fishing for that one. 200 swordsmen is coming out right now for Ryan as well. So if it was going to be pretty difficult for TaToH to make a play with lone swords coming out for running, now with 200 swordsmen, that's going to be much harder. Iron Casting's on the way for running. And here he comes. He's gonna try and go for a castle drop. Does he know about this? Yeah. He knows. At the very least, he got vision of it, but it seems like he's going to ignore it. Well, you know, he's got 45 walls. Huskars will surely smash the whole troop. Yeah, he's bringing all the Huskars back. This is kind of a risky play from running. He's sending the villagers forward knowingly, right? Like willingly knowing that the Huskars are going after him, and the darts were over there as well. So he's just trying to force a reaction over here from TaToH, and he does force the reaction. So we have the Huskars coming up over here, but 200 swordsmen are just not great enough in numbers over here, and despite them being stronger than the Huskars, in the end, TaToH's going to come out on top over here, which means a lot of villagers going down from running. That was really risky from running. And not the biggest fan of it. He probably didn't really realize just how many Huskars TaToH was on.
Adesh?
Here we go. Fantastic. Now we have champions from running and TaToH. Yeah, Will not just getting clapped over here. Will he? How many castles do we have for TaToH? He's got only one, but he's already gone for Anarchy, so he's able to produce the Huskars from barracks. It's very important, otherwise production potential will be a huge bottleneck for TaToH. Running on the other hand, has got a good amount of barracks himself, but not anywhere near. Actually, seems to be about the same. Never mind then. Faster training time over here, 20% faster working barracks. Scratching it out for TaToH, who's gonna try to start getting the raids going now once again. Yeah, I definitely would like to see him go for fully upgraded champions before going for the push. And in the end, the walls do come up over here for running, who is paying attention at all times and preventing TaToH from coming. Now he's gonna try for that castle again.
Adesh?
There we go, the castle's coming up. And the petard's there! Running's reaction though, he's been on point!
Yeah.
Well done, my man! PLH is there. For TaToH now finally, but the champion are going to dominate. As TaToH is making a play for Lone Swords, he's giving up on the Huskar play. And he'll try to go for champion himself. Now neither player will get access to playmel armor. TaToH's barracks will work a little bit faster, so that will allow him to outproduce running when both players are on the same amount of barracks. However, the upgrades are lacking for TaToH, of course, with not only the lack of playmel armor for both players, but also he's only now going for 200 swordsman. He still needs to go for champion. And there's a second castle coming up for running already. Then on the right hand side, the remaining Huskars from TaToH are making it kind of difficult for running to reinforce his army. So TaToH's Ryan is actually going to bring a few extra champions over here on the back to try and clean these units up. Or at the very least push TaToH away. And there is a third castle on the way as well. Ryan still has 8 villagers on stone. So after this one, we'll see a 4th castle coming forward for running as well. And it's looking great. Champions only now researched for TaToH. What is the military balance over here? It's looking a little bit better for TaToH for champion count. However, the Rathas are coming out over here. And Rathas will take on champion, no problem. Just needs a good amount, of course. And this castle coming out, that's going to be 4 castles for him to produce from. As long as he actually has the resources to go for it. Should be in a pretty good spot, but TaToH's actually spamming units out of his mind. Getting away with it. It's better for Ryan than I expected. 4th castle probably incoming very soon. Yeah, but TaToH's already getting some trebuchets out. And Ryan's getting some trebuchets out himself as well, but he doesn't really have enough military units over here to defend the siege with. He's working towards that though. He sent the champion forward again, finally. I think he managed to clean out the Huskars, right? Yeah, that's very important. Oh, the 4th castle is coming up on the left-hand side for Ryan. That's the crown balls from running as expected. To the trebuchets from TaToH, and now these could follow suit. So you see Rathas coming out for running. You know, once again, Rathas are very strong once you have them fully upgraded. And especially if he's going to have champion into the mix, because the champions will take care of Huskars and pikemen, and then the Rathas are going to take care of pikemen and champion. So basically the champion over here for running are taking care of the Huskars, which is the only thing that Rathas would kind of struggle against. Huskars and pikemen mixed in. Elite Rathas coming out now for running as well, which I love to see. However, he might end up losing the castle here. He's got to be careful. He's sending a wave of champions over to the trebuchet. I think he's going to end up taking it, but the castle's going down regardless though. He cannot take the trebuchet down on time, and that's another castle down. There we go. Let's fully upgrade the Huskar beat fully upgrade Cavalier. No. But Rathas, oh sorry, Huskars with pikemen mixed in, or Cavalier mixed in, they do take on the Cavalier, of course. So it's never really about the one unit for gods, it's about the potential for multiple units combined into a single army that makes the gods very tricky to hold on against. As they get Huskars, they have great anti-ranged units. As they get champions, they have pretty decent infantry, and as they get pikemen, they have great anti-cavalry as well. So they have kind of the trifecta over there. The whole trinity of the god army, but they do adapt depending on what your opponent goes for. You end up usually combining just 2 of those units together at a time. A little bit of raid coming out now from running. This is good. This is great. This is fantastic. And we have more champion coming in. This castle's surely going down. How do you toggle Ratha ranged melee mode, by the way? It's a button in the panel. So to the bottom left where you have your commands, such as formation commands, follow command, that kind of stuff. There's an icon over there to switch the attack mode. You can use a hotkey as well. No hoardings. No hoardings. No. No hoardings, no masonry. You know, Running's still looking stronger. It's kind of weird to see. And weird to say, but Running's still looking stronger despite the fact that he's going to win the lose in all 3-4 castles. He's got more military units compared to TaToH. He's got a stronger economy. He's got into 200 population. And he's got the most map control, I believe. I think so, yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. TaToH's already run out of the neutral gold over here. He's got 8 gold miners. Once he runs out of the gold at the center of his map, actually he just ran out of gold, so he's making a play for the outer gold over here. That's going to be troubles. If Running can keep TaToH away from these 4 golds, that's going to be enough for him to get a lead over here. Not only do we have the extra gold, we had the extra gold on the right hand side for Running, which he already collected. So he still has some gold left inside. But also, he's been collecting from the gold on the left hand side, so this is a neutral one. And if he ends up pushing TaToH away from here, he might be able to steal the front gold from TaToH as well. Very nice push. Defense over here from... Well, it's weird to say defense here for Running, but he's doing a really good job defending his Rathas. Technically, TaToH is in the defensive position, right? But Running's doing a really good job with this army. It seems like Bengalis will come out on top over here. You gotta appreciate TaToH's creativity as usual, versatility, and overall unique approach to the game, because it could have been really good. There was certainly potential for damage, but Running's just been on point this game. His reaction time, the extra walls, preventing the Petard play from working out, allows him to get ahead in the game and potentially take this one, which seems like pretty much a given at this stage already. All he needs to do is take the castle down over here so that he can go and push the villagers away from this gold permanently. That's the only thing that's going to keep TaToH going for the time being. Yeah, there we go. We see now Bengalis going for Mahayana. That's really good because it's actually even stronger than the god bonus of 10 higher population, maximum population support. So TaToH can go up to 210 pop, right? But if we have more than 100 villagers, Mahayana discounts your population by 10, right? From villagers. So he's got already 13 extra population slots to fail with potential military, so it's even stronger than gods in overall total amount of units, which is ridiculous. Of course, you can see right now 207, 208 population for Running, and he can go for more than that. And TaToH on the other hand, so 170, and doesn't seem like he'll be able to get access to the gold over here anymore. So I really understand TaToH still trying, because of course you're going to try. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. I don't know if we have pikes though for Running. Did you notice if he went for the upgrade? I imagine he probably went for it already, otherwise these Raptors wouldn't be quite as good. Regardless though, this is what I was talking about. You're gonna use the Raptors to take on the champion for sure. Champion and pikeman at a distance. And then the Huskar will be the only threat from gods against the Raptors over here. or melee pikemen, of course, but as long as we have champions coming out from running, that should put him in a pretty good spot. I do like the trebuchet defense for TaToH, though. He ended up taking some of the Rathalos down, but yeah, Ryan is also reacting accordingly and pulling the Rathalos away. Well done. Does the 100 pop equals GG? Not yet. He's gonna keep on trying, but it's pretty difficult. He calls it GG right now. Actually, so you were onto something. Less than 140, he calls it GG. But that was really well played from running. Absolute props to the bull player over here. Let's take a look at the achievements. Running play like a big boy. Better than 4 to 3 KD ratio for running. We'll take a look at economy, and we'll see a stronger economy for running as well, collecting about 5,000 extra resources, close to it. It was pretty good as well. Faster up times through the ages and higher working count for the majority of the game, especially towards the end of the game. He was picking up larger and larger villager lead. Well done! Wins game number 6. Predictions are on. For 5 minutes. Option 1 running. Option 2 TaToH it. Yeah, there we go. Welcome everyone then to Hideout. Huh. Interestingly enough, this is a very narrow connection for the players. Of course, they wouldn't know at this point in time. Nobody's going for wood from that point. But yeah, interesting. Benton's gonna know soon. Ah, yes. Once he gets to the village. I don't know if this is close enough though. Oh, TaToH, yes. Yeah, I guess it's going to find out in a moment. There is a pause though.
Yes.
All right. Okay, sorry about that. I was just trying to save the settings of the annotation tool to prevent it from taking screenshots because I kept on taking. I already did count wrong, so far no final for running, but maybe after this one. No far, no final for running. I'm not really sure I'm following.
Oh.
Regardless though.
Not
Yeah, there we go. It's going to be pretty uneventful until we get to the later stages of the game. So we can take a look at the map generation a little bit. This over here is fantastic, and I think Ryan is going to realize about this being pretty close to TaToH once TaToH gets through one of these trees, right? So he's only 15 wood away from, yeah, chopping the next one, and then that's going to let Ryan know that they are very close. And TaToH, of course, is going to know himself as well that they are very close after he gets to the village and he gets Town Watch for free. So yeah, now running should know because of the felled tree. go. Nice. POH is gonna be here for running significantly earlier. It's still going to be fast castle, while TaToH seems to be, yeah, going for a fast castle himself as well as going. Actually, he's on 25 villagers. I'm not too sure this is going to be enough for him to fast imp, because he can fast castle on much lower economy than this. And because Byzantines get a 33% discount to go out to the Imperial Village, this might actually be a play for fast imp, interestingly enough. And that could be really good if they do end up connecting over here through the center. Once we get to the village though, you know, Rani will be able to go for a tower if he wanted to. I'm not really sure if he's gonna think of that though, even if he knows about the lumberjacks over there from TaToH. It's probably not worth it. Yeah, if he does not get pushed away, he can go to the other lumber camp, and if he pushes TaToH away, TaToH's just going to go for a different lumber camp elsewhere, so it's gonna be fine too. Yeah. And Castle is gonna be on the way for running in a moment. It's got the market and the blacksmith on the way. There we go. Stable in the market on the way for TaToH. Yeah, take a look at those resources. This is gonna be so good for TaToH. Beautiful. Let's take a look at the scouting information from both these players. TaToH knows about some of the relics, but yeah, because he's making a play for fast imp over here, it's unlikely he'll go for any of these. Meanwhile, Rani is running into the second relic now. He still does not know where the rest are. We know they are towards the south. Here we go. Castle Age is here, ready for running. One coming out, second DC coming out. While TaToH instead. Let's get into the Castle Age. And I'm pretty curious as to what the plan is, because he can go for 2 additional TCs and make a play for economy, but additionally he can go for the 2 Castle Age buildings and try to sell the stone perhaps. No, he's going for a second TC. It's not a fast imp in the end though. You got that completely wrong. Kind of seemed like it for a moment, but no, it was too ambitious. So instead he just goes for the extra TCs. And you know what? He did go up a little bit later, so his economy was a little bit stronger. If we take a look at gather economy time, so far it's been better for TaToH simply by virtue of getting to the next stage with extra villagers or getting extra villagers earlier. So it's not going to change too much though, as Rani's extra villagers are kind of closing the gap over there. But if TaToH is able to go for a third TC, then he should be able to eventually surpass Rani's villager count once again, and it's going to be pretty neck and neck in terms of economy for the next 10 minutes or so, I would guess. Conversion coming in. He got it. Running has all the conversion luck today? A little bit, yeah. Oh, TaToH bails. It's fine. This is going to be safer with it in any case. It's and it's okay as well that you don't really want to chop through if you don't have anything to play with. So the players are trying to contest the relics on the outer side of the map. Running already has been able to collect one of these relics, I think. No, TaToH, as a matter of fact. TaToH collected the relic up in the north. This one that was around here, I think. And now Ryan's going to try to collect this one. So that's going to be 1 and 1. And then the 3 remaining relics are going to be all to the south. Hey, Turnip. Hi, hi. How are you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're doing all right. Oh, the conversions though from TaToH. He ends up forcing a villager deletion from Running. And the villager count is really close. There is a 30C coming out right now for TaToH. There's already a 30C out for Running. We see TaToH coming over. Let's see. Run is going to get lucky one more time. He's going to try. And TaToH knows. And he bails right away. Are these are scout cavalry as well. And these monks already have sanctity. So, yeah, that will require extra hits from the scout cavalry to get the monk down, which means that the conversions were most likely going to take place in the end. They were most likely going to happen. University is coming up. The one thing that business got going for them is a discount to the Imperial Age. However, Hindustanis, they do have cheaper villagers, so they do save resources over there, and they might be able to go up at a comparable time. If it weren't because of it, TaToH would probably be significantly faster to it. And we'll see. That could still be the case, very much so. But we'll see. Yes, an Imperial is gonna be on the way for TaToH very soon. Running. He's saving resources. TaToH's using the market to rush it a little bit. And he's on his way up. And Running, yeah, it does not even need the market over here. It can just go up naturally. He's missing a building, so he's getting the university up over here. But it's gonna be a difference of a minute tops. Yeah, there we go. The university comes up. The resources are there for Running. He can use the market to get a little bit of extra gold, or he can just wait a few seconds and he's on his way up to the Imperial Age. Exactly 1 minute after TaToH. Fourth season on the way now for TaToH as well, and it's only 4 villages behind. In terms of gather economy time, it's a little bit better for Running. In terms of total resources collected so far, it's better for TaToH actually, collecting about 500 extra resources. That's very interesting given the fact that Running's got wheelbarrow and TaToH doesn't. 4 castles on the way. Now for running. And he's going to spot the 4 archer ranges from TaToH, and the castle is going to get relocated just in front of those archer ranges. And TaToH, he's got 7 stone miners, but it'll take a while before he's able to go for... Yeah, before he's able to go for the castle himself. Here we go. Archery just coming up now for TaToH elsewhere. He's trying to make a play for our ballisters by the looks of it. It's kind of hard to tell because he's got chemistry coming up and he did go for one crossman plus the crossman upgrade, of course. Then our ballisters against Hindustanis are going to be rough now that we have access to Gulam for Hindustanis. If it was back in the day when this was Indians, right? Our ballisters would probably have dominated, but now TaToH's going to need hand cannoneer in addition to our ballisters potentially. The problem for TaToH though is that Gulam, being the Indian eagle they are not even going to be as hard countered by hand cannoneer as regular slower infantry units. By virtue of them moving faster, they are going to close the gap against hand cannoneers. And Ranin's going right now for Shatagni. He's gonna start going for his own hand cannoneers. Got chemistry coming up, block printing. Yeah, and there's that on top of that as well. Not only is TaToH going to be facing mobile units, but also the possibility of getting Shatagni for Hindustanis means that his hand cannoneers, the ones from running, are going to be so much stronger compared to TaToH's. Want to see cataphracts? Yeah, well, cataphracts will be great against the Gulam for sure. Unfortunately, there is only one castle on the way for TaToH, and cataphracts will produce from the castles only, which requires a good amount of castles for you to really commit to those. Interestingly enough though, running's not really going for Gulam at all and just gonna start that in the hand cannoneer. I guess he's just going for the ultimate army composition, and that's going to be the case for TaToH over here as well. And just keeping all the intermediate parts of going for something and getting counters. So yeah, no Gulam, not to get countered by hand cannoneer. He's going for his own hand cannoneer right away. Sure. Elite Gulam's coming up now for running. Love to see that. Check this out. Shatagni hand cannoneer with 2 extra range, 9 range for these units. Meanwhile, TaToH's making a play for skirmishers. He does not look too good over here, guys. This is already match point. If running takes the game, TaToH gets knocked out of Wallhalla. TaToH needs to clutch it up and take 2 games in a row, back to back.
आदेश हाँ
Oh. Presto. Impero. Ain.
हाँ
There you go.
आपकी सेवा में
Another castle on the left-hand side for running now. That's going to prevent TaToH from putting any pressure over there. Now that TaToH would have been able to go for much of anything, though.
Impero.
Oh, actually, yeah, I guess it did get away with 2 villagers over here. Manages to get the walls up. Prevents running from getting the walls up himself, and does have an archer range up over here, so he could sneak. TaToH could sneak, and running's castle over here is going to make it pretty difficult for TaToH to put pressure from the left-hand side. At the very least, there's that. Meanwhile, there's a second castle coming out for TaToH on the right-hand side, and he's been able to defend himself pretty well. That is not good unit control for running, unfortunately for him. He's making a play for a bunch of upgrades right now. Running's got chainmail armor, illumination. I believe he went for squires, and he's got siege engineers right now. Also theocracy and iron casting, so he's going to go for Gulam and monks. Gulam, hand cannoneer, monks, bombard cannons. He's looking really good for running. Meanwhile, TaToH's got onager coming up, which could be really good once you get to a good amount of onagers. But in smaller numbers, the bombard cannons are certainly going to be so much stronger. I want TaToH to cut. TaToH will need something to push with though in order to cut, because right now he doesn't really have the means to get the raids going. He does manage to take the university down though from running with the bombard cannons, and that's about it. Yeah, well, that was not good. Pressure. TaToH's extra HP is coming absolutely clutch. If it weren't because of it, this castle would probably be pretty dead already. Ryan is still going for more Gulam, and with this castle coming up on the right hand side, it's gonna be at the 3 castles to produce the Gulam from. But once again, the unit control, he's gotta be very careful. He was losing some hand cannoneer over there. Now he'll be able to take the skirmishers down with the Gulam, so he's sending Gulam forward as a meat shield. Gotta make sure that is the case all the time. Now the castle, the 4th castle on the right hand side. Meanwhile on the left, Ryan's already realized what TaToH's up to. He knows exactly everything that TaToH's got available over here. He knows about the mining camp, he knows about the stone miners, he knows about the hand cannoneer, he knows about the single archer range, so he's not really putting too much priority on this side. But there we go! You want to see TaToH cut through! There you are! With the onager, he can do it right away. He's got some hand cannoneer and skirmishers over here. On paper, this army is not too strong against what Ryan's got to work with, but because he had the surprise factor over here is coming in with a bunch of bombard cannons, taking straight into the TCs right away, doing heaps of damage. However, this means though the TaToH won't be able to defend on the right hand side, right? But he's getting so much damage down over here. Let's take a look. The Gulam are coming up over here. Well, would you have some hand cannoneer once again, because the mobility of the Gulam, they do close the gap and take on the units before they're able to get their damage done. And now it's going out to the bombard cannon. That's gonna be a very expensive bunch of losses for TaToH, losing 5 bombard cannons. Obviously, this did not come for free for running, as he did end up losing a bunch of TCs, and he got pushed away from this part of his economy. But that's not going to be a particularly free trade for TaToH either. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, because TaToH sent most of his units over to the center, he's getting pushed harder. Now he loses the castle that he was holding on to for the longest time, and we see another castle coming up over here from Ryan. That's going to be the 5th castle from the blue player. And there isn't really too much left over here for for TaToH, right? It's got 5 military units with only 1 hand cannoneer. A single golem over here that gets to the hand cannoneer should be able to clean up the rest of the units. Higher population for TaToH by quite a bit though. Still waiting for the 1 golem from running to clean all of this up and regain control of his base, or at the very least prevent skirmishes from taking villages for free. Yeah, there we go. He's got it. So now he can go after the hand cannoneer. He also needs to go for another monastery to regain control of the relics. Beautiful. Yeah, TaToH's not paying attention forward anymore, so running could potentially go back and claim his base again. Yeah, he's going for some stone walls. It's gonna be good. TaToH's able to defend successfully. Gets to 200 population while running's kind of low right now, 128. He had some momentum on the right hand side, but TaToH ended up doing just enough damage on the left hand side to shut running down. And it's starting to look very much like GG at this point. TaToH's going for play Bardin armor as well, so we could see Hazar coming in. What do we have on the left hand side, by the way? He still has the villages over here. Come on, I want to see stables come up over here. Play mail armor, play Bardin armor, sorry. Hazar. In full spam, full push. Running ran out of gold. Let's take a look at the amount of resources available for gold players. So we have only this gold left for running. 500, yes. And then there is this one for TaToH at about 200. So both players are about to run out of gold. Obviously, that's going to spell great news for the Byzantine player. Yeah, running calls a GG right here. And guys, we are on a full series with TaToH equalizing the set over here, taking game 6 and bringing the score up 3-3. We are technically 13 minutes away from the start time of the next series, but of course this is most likely going to just begin after this series is over. We're going to be able to cast both semifinals back to back, hopefully. So taking a look at the achievements, we have a stronger KD for TaToH at about 6-5. 6-5 is pretty darn decent, especially with Byzantines, given the fact that usually they're going to go for much cheaper units. For economy, we have a stronger economy as well for TaToH by quite a lot, collecting well over 14,000 extra resources. And yeah, the Byzantines were going to get increasingly stronger as the game went on, so it's understandable for Ryan to call the GG, given his population was as low as it was as well. Well done, TaToH. 3-3. Which we are going to fail this month, hopefully. I know I've been saying that for quite a while, but now I got word that they are going to start prioritizing my order. Anyway, welcome guys, welcome everyone to game number 7, tiebreaker, to see who moves on to the grand finals to take place tomorrow at 16 GMT. Runnings playing with Khmer on this one. I was expecting it a Teuton, so Khmer checks out. In TaToH's got Dravidians. So you said that he was checking the tech tree in his stream, that he didn't seem too sure what to go for, right? He does end up going for Dravidians over here. So what do we get for both these? Starting with running civilization with Khmer, obviously he's going to have all your standard bonuses. This is a civilization we have known for quite some time already. So between the lack of building requirements, allowing them to go to the next stage without any buildings, or to go for farms without mills, that kind of stuff. Siege workshops without blacksmiths, right? It's pretty good, and they are able to save resources usually by just going up to the castle age straight up, usually on 22 population, which is the most aggressive I usually see from Khmer. On top of that, we also have farmers who do not need mills or TCs to drop food on, 10% faster moving battle elephant line units. And for the team bonus, they do have, of course, their extra range and scorpions. Now, TaToH civilizations, though, Dravidians, these guys will get 200 additional wood upon reaching a new age, and that is huge because it's also going to provide some savings and allows you to be a little bit more aggressive about your uptimes as well. So we're gonna see if he's able to keep up with the Khmer. Besides that, we also get a 50% discount on barracks upgrades. And if I'm not mistaken, for Dravidians, they are the ones who get faster attacking elephant archer and skirmisher units, right? Let me check it real quick. Dravidians, skirmisher and elephant archers attack 25% faster. Yes, okay. And the fishermen and fishing ships can carry plus 15, so it's kind of getting that aspect of old Indians. Oh, for the team bonus, Doc provide plus 5 population space. Alright. Yeah, this is just very interesting to see for sure, because I don't think we have seen this matchup before. Those building statues look cool. Yeah, and the buildings over here, the shrines, allow players to go for priests. And you can see that he's got one priest already coming out over here. And once he's able to chop through, he'll utilize the priest to go forward and try to collect the relic. So we have one relic at the base of each statue over here. So he's got one relic here, one relic here. 2 on the right hand side, right? And then 1 at the center as well. He cannot really garrison the relics inside the shrines, but he can bring these and drop them inside the walls, and then potentially go for a monastery once he gets to the castle. And there we go. Village is coming out for both players. 24 population for running, 25 population for TaToH because of the priest. We have a priest also for the blue player. Although he's not managed to chop through yet, he's got it here. So yeah, what have you been up to, Renee? Like really, it's been a while. How long has it been? I would be willing to say at the very least 4 months. Now Ryan is going out. I've been busy, man. Prison life kicked in hard in a good way. That's always great to hear. That's happened to several of the viewers in the past. Yeah. Would Celts be a good pick on this map for their quicker wood choppers? I don't think so. You don't really prioritize going for priests too quickly because you cannot really secure the relics, and also you can end up losing these 2 scouts. So it wouldn't really guarantee much of anything. Oh, beautiful play from TaToH. Drops the relic, tries to get a conversion, forces. Running away, and now TaToH's going to lose the scout, but he goes after the priest and he gets it. So that is actually kind of a win-lose situation, because now he was able to prevent running from collecting an extra relic, but at the same time he lost a scout. So now Ranin's got his own scout to prevent TaToH from collecting any of the other relics. So I would probably have prioritized the scout over there a little bit more. Yeah, and TaToH's not really going into priest too heavily. He's got just the 1 over here that he's gonna try to collect this really quick. And notice that he's not really going for any scouts. He's got a second priest coming out, but he's not going for any scouts, which means most likely he'll just play for collecting relics sneakily. So he'll just try to go stealth and hopefully get away with one of these relics, because he doesn't really have any defenses for the priest. And honestly, he doesn't even have vision of anything, so he's coming forward. in hopes of finding this relic, and the relic's long gone. Meanwhile, Running Scout a priest moving over the right hand side to collect this one. And where is the center relic? Who's got it? Who's taking it? Oh, okay, there we go. So we have 2 relics already. Oh, no. The center relic was collected by TaToH. He's going after this one.
Sorry.
It probably end up getting picked up over here. We have the scouts over there already. There you go. So that's going to be 2 relics for Running so far. 1 relic for TaToH. And we have the 4th relic seemingly going in favor of Running. And the 5th relic. The 5th relic is still going to be up for grabs. But yeah, I have a hard time believing that Running is going to struggle too much to get this one, given that he's got most of the map control. He should have, though, anyway. Let's bring the scout around. And TaToH is going to run into the priest, I think. He's going after the priest with the relic, though. But that means that this one is getting away. Not anymore! The TaToH is trying to make a play for one of these monks. And he cannot really decide which one to go after, actually. So this one is going down. Yes, priest gets killed. But the relic is basically outside the gates for Running. So it's going to be pretty easy for him to collect it. However, over here, another priest goes down, and TaToH does manage to get away with both. The priest picks. And now it seems like this is going to be out for grabs still. Meanwhile, it's going to be in the end 3 relics for Running for sure. And right now, it's really about who can collect this one to see if it's going to be 4-1 or 4-2. Regardless, though, TaToH's already in the castle age himself. He's got a monastery too, and he's got the monk coming out to try and collect the relic. There you go. Which is stronger, the monk or the priest? Oh, the monk by quite a lot, Cliffy. They are longer range. For instance, you can see that the priest only here, it's only 5 for conversions, and the monk's 9. In terms of HP, they are both the same. Oh! It's so weird, but I think it's because of the long hair. The priest actually looks ancient, and the monks always kind of looked old. I guess probably because of the bald hair. I'm not really sure actually, but the priest looks actually older than the monk. Maybe that's why. God knows. Nice pick over there though from Running. It doesn't seem like TaToH will be able to collect the relic over here. It doesn't seem like Running will be able to collect the relic anytime soon. He's got a priest over here and the monk's on the way as well. But TaToH just trying to fish for the priests. Yeah, the priest is from Age of Empires 1. Correct. And it's going down! Nice pick from TaToH. Well done. Beautiful. With a 30C on the way for both players, we are starting to get somewhere. So far, it's been pretty uneventful. You know, Relic War aside. Here comes TaToH. Everything seems to indicate he'll be able to get the 5th relic, so that's going to be 2 relics for him. Nice. Nice blocking right there. Now we'll see if he can defend the monk though, because we see that light cavalry over here as well. He's trying to go after the monk right away, and he got it. And it's just snipe, a hit and run. It's just snipe and leave. Doesn't that taking a pretty decent trade over here as well, trying to take advantage of the hill in order to get a better engagement, given that he's outnumbered currently. Well done. Nice pick over here from TaToH as well. The amount of resources being invested into collecting the 5th relic over here is ridiculous, but that's just the way it goes on these maps. So many units went down already. 25, 26 units went down in the Relic War. And the Holy War. Because you know how it is. Brother will kill brothers, spilling blood across the land. Killing for religion, something I don't understand. But yeah, that's the way of Age of Empires. We have pikemen now for TaToH as well. Really? No one got that? I'm kind of sad and relieved at the same time. Relieved that nobody got the cringe reference, and sad that nobody got the cringe reference. Oh, nice monk pick at the last second. So in the end, TaToH ends up collecting the relic, right? Where is it? Yeah, there we go. He's in the monk. It's always for the Gala, which the relic gives, no religion. Yeah, well, I was just using the lyrics of a song. 3 for 2, yes. Still looking better for running. He'll be on his way to the Imperial Age earlier as well. He's been on the Villager lead for a while. And TaToH's getting a 4 DC, so it's gonna catch up for sure. Potentially surpass also running. We have Armor Elephants coming out for TaToH. It seems like it's going to be Pikes and Siege, yes. Which is very interesting because it's what Khmer can go for against strong cavalry civilizations, but now they're going to get to defend against themselves. I think by Siege is the best combo you can do against late game Khmer. But yeah, it's certainly going to be pretty effective. Especially if he can keep running kind of corner inside his own base. That'd be ideal as well, because after you run out of resources, and there isn't too much left over here for running, I guess. Oh, there's a decent amount actually, about 4,600 resources left for gold. But once you run out of that one, you're gonna have to venture out in order to collect from some of the neutral ones. So if you end up kind of imprisoning running. TaToH ends up imprisoned running inside its own walls. Well, that'll be the ideal position for TaToH, because then the longer the game goes, the better it's going to be for him and still be able to. He'll be the only player with access to gold still. However, running is not only going to be the first player in the Imperial Age, but he's also going to be the first player with the castle. So we see Ballista Elephants coming out. He's going after the siege. He's got to be careful. The pikemen are here. Yes, sir. And there we go. The attack rounds are not the best. And the engagement over there is not the best for sure. He goes against pikemen with the scouts so that he can go after the magna with the knights. And in the end, he does end up cleaning up the pikemen over here. After all, TaToH was also missing armor upgrades. So Runnin's looking great. Iron casting. He's got villagers coming out. It's gonna go for a forward castle just like that. In the turn of 30 seconds, he's able to break out of his own base, start pushing out at the center of the map. And of course, now he knows about the castle over here. He's got a trebuchet queued up already. And with the second castle coming up, he'll be able to take the castle down in no time. While TaToH, on the other hand, still a minute and 50 seconds before he's able to even queue the first trebuchet. Yeah, and the losses were minimal for Running, all things considered. He ended up losing only scouts. True. So that was really well played as well. Very good unit control from him, trying to take the engagement head on with the scouts over there, the less valuable units, so that he would be able to protect the knights. So now the second cast is already up, and TaToH's still a minute away from the Imperial Age. Now Running can go for 2 trebuchets at a time. He cannot really afford them actually, so it's going to be just another one from the back castle. But it's still good, you know. It's going to be taking the Trev in the castle from TaToH down with 2 Trevs before TaToH is even able to go for the first Trev himself. And now we have a second trebuchet coming out from the forward castle. This is beautiful from Running, and TaToH has fallen behind the score quite a lot. Once he gets to the Imperial Age, that's going to get a slight bump of 400 points, but that's about it. There we are. Imperial Age is here. For TaToH! Do we see? We see chemistry. So Ren plans to go Cavalier and Ballista Elephants. He's been going for Ballista, not too heavily though. But yeah, it's good. The Ballista Elephants will be like Scorpions in a sense. Ideally, I would like to see him go for double Scorpions as well. Sorry, double crossbows, so that the Ballistas shoot 2 bolts. It's going to make them more effective, right? Especially as TaToH's got plenty of pikemen to work with. He could potentially have gone also for Arbalesters if he wanted to. They do not get Thumb Ring, but it's not too bad. Against pikemen, that's gonna be good. Even against Halberdier. He's coming over though. And there we are. He's got right now. Oh, wait a moment. That is actually, yeah, double crossbows. That is huge. He's got it. He's chasing the Halberdier away, and TaToH's just trying to fish for extra TCs on the sides. Unfortunately, there's nothing over there for him to collect. This is not good, though. Running does not want to fight point blank distance over here against these units. He's got a bail. He will still end up coming out on top, but that is very expensive losses. He ended up losing about 5 elephants or so, I think. Yeah, around that. Hey guys, hi, welcome. Second castle on the way now for Ryan as well. Careful. Now we have Elite Ballista. So Elite Ballista Elephant. We have no Siege Engineers yet. Correct. So he needs to go for that. Chain Bar and Armor. Running's army over here is so expensive, man. Both players are getting to 200 population, but the army composition could not be any different. So there we go. The Ballista Elephants are coming in over here. Are they going to take on the Halberdier over there? Though the Cavalier taking a lot of damage from the Halberdier as well. And they end up getting completely cleaned up. However, the Ballista Elephants survive over here. And the Halberdier completely cleaned up as TaToH drops to less than 170 population. Run is going to stay up a little bit higher, but that was a lot of very expensive losses, and that was very cost effective for TaToH for sure. So a few extra traits like that will make it pretty difficult for Ryan to sustain his push unless he's able to get like a lot of gold miners, and right now his gold economy is not really that strong. It's not a cheap army to replenish, that's what I'm trying to say. Well, TaToH's like, he doesn't care about losing Halberdier. I think TaToH's toast. Yes, if Running can keep momentum over here, for sure. Quite clearly, he did come out on top over there, but it was not particularly cost effective, so it really depends on unit control over here as well. And army composition. I do like that we have some light cavalry coming out for Running right now as well, so that he's going to have a cheaper meat shield. It's not just going to be Cavalier. So this is extremely important, yes. There we go, keeps on coming in. Gotta take care of these Ballista Elephants. These are not cheap units. He did manage to get an extra castle up though, so at the very least it's gonna be on 4 castle Ballista production. And TaToH's just going heavily into Halberdier. He does not seem to find an answer to the Ballista Elephants, so the numbers are getting a little bit out of hand here. We have right now more Ballista Elephants than we had before from Running, and he's going still for extra units as a meat shield as well. Meanwhile, TaToH's been just going for Halberdier, and it's not worked out for him. It's simply not worked out for him. Running on the other hand, has got Siege Engineers coming out as well. Castle drops from TaToH. He's got only 1 castle left to defend himself with, and guys, the writing's on the wall. On the Wallhalla. And it's spelling bad news for TaToH. What does he do to take this game back? He's trying to flank these units with Halberdier from both the left and right hand sides. And once again, Ryan's got to be careful. We need a meat shield over here as well. If he does not have a choke point, he needs a meat shield, and I don't see anything right now. He's got Cavalier coming up, but where are the units? Ah, they're on the left hand side. Okay, so TaToH put some pressure over here on the left with the bombard cannon. He was able to get the TC down and force the reaction from Running. But that means that Running kind of runs out of steam a little bit in front and goes down to what? 10 Ballista Elephants, down from 22 just a few minutes ago. I was expecting Chinese really, but yeah, the Dravidians, I'm not really sure actually. There is nothing too good about Dravidians. Right now, Urumi Swordsman wouldn't really do much of anything, and yeah, the extra wood, I don't think it gets him much of anything, so I don't know, maybe the skirmishers, maybe the faster attacking skirmishers could be good. We saw Dravidians actually do really well against Byzantines in the past, but we saw Byzantines in the previous game already, so I don't know. And it was from TaToH as well, right? The Byzantine pick, so let me check. Yeah, it was both him with Dravidians and Byzantines. So never mind that. The TaToH do conscription? I'm positive he did. But man, Run is starting to run rampant on the back of TaToH's base. Check this out. Tons of villagers going down to the Cavalier. At the very least 13. Population started to drop a little too fast from TaToH, a little too severely. And Running's finally getting to a healthy amount of ballista elephants. Once again, plus Trebuchet coming forward, extra light cavalry. And in the end, TaToH is able to clean out the units on the left-hand side. But he's got, for the most part, just halberdier. So if Running's able to start focusing on his front push over here, he's got so much more punch and power compared to Running's units on the back. Compared to TaToH's units on the back, sorry. So if Running tries to focus his push over here on the center, he should be able to suppress TaToH much, much faster. He should be able to do a lot more damage than whatever TaToH would be able to do from behind over here with just halberdier and some siege. Ren's going for the 200 swordsman right now as well, so he should be able to defend himself as well. This could be good. If he loses a few units forward and just goes for a few 200 swordsmen on the back, he's going to hold on against halberdier just fine. There we go, yes sir. Ballista elephants go down. 200 swordsmen come out. And halberdier get pushed back. Well done. Yeah, lost a ton of ballistas, but he was able to get some extra population space for the 200 swordsmen. So now he's got light cavalry coming up over here. And so while the halberdier will take care of light cavalry, as long as Running pays attention to his units and he does not lose everything for free like he's doing right now, he should still be able to outpace the halberdier, get places, and get the raids going. But it's been pretty difficult for him. On the right hand side, which is open, he can do damage. On the left hand side, not yet. This is close. There's a lot of exposed economy over here, but this is completely walled. 51 villages actually. Nice. Beautiful. Yeah, this is fantastic defense for Running. Interestingly enough, TaToH has gotten the score lead though. And he's catching up in population. Is gonna be on 200 himself very soon. Here he comes again. It's gotta be just the cost effectiveness of the trades TaToH's been getting, because the KD has been favoring Running quite a lot. And TaToH's just been getting more cost effective trades for the most part. I'm kind of wondering if this is a position Running will want to go for hand cannoneer for. I mean, he's got 2 swordsmen, which is going to be already great against the halberdier, so I guess he doesn't need that. Yeah. And the great thing about 200 swordsmen compared to hand cannoneers is that they are going to be more immediately effective. As a hand cannoneer, you need a good amount of units before you can take on a large amount of halberdier. While the 200 swordsmen, obviously if you fight with 1 against 15 halberdier, you're going to lose, but if you bring like 5 200 swordsmen over here, that's going to be already enough to hold on against like 10, even 15 halberdier. While if you have a small amount of hand cannoneer, you can still get taken down. Ren's got this. It would seem, right? It seemed to be the case for the longest time, but TaToH's always been able to come back. And now he's going for 200 swordsmen himself too. Remember, the Dravidians pay 50% less for Paras upgrades. sick. Communicate champs, right? I believe they don't. Let me check real quick. Sorry about that. Because it's not very often that we see Khmer go for militia line units. I couldn't remember for sure, but yeah, they don't. They don't. I was only 90% sure. Yeah, they don't get champion, and they don't get plate mail armor. So TaToH could be onto something over here, and that might be the time for Running to start considering hand cannoneer now that TaToH's gonna start making a play for militia line units himself. There we go. Once again, the halberdier just chunking the ballista elephants, but this time around. Oh, the quick walls! Oh, the quick walls from TaToH. Oh, well done, well done. That's an expensive loss for Running. Beautiful. Who overextended a little bit over there, but now he's going for it. What is this? A forward castle? What are all the villagers doing forward from Running? He doesn't really have the resource. Oh, he's going for a castle over here. It seems like he sent the villagers forward to try and go for a castle drop inside TaToH's walls. And then he relocated over this, but he forgot to retask all the villagers. Anyway, a lot of you started streaming in from Running, but TaToH's been able to fend off the aggression from Running for the most part. This could be good though. This kind of thing is what I want to see from Running. Just go in and try to get the raids going. And tries to steer clear of the halberdier, right? So he's coming back over here. There's nothing for him to do with these Hussar over here, though. Yeah, it's definitely the sides that he's got to try and raid. The center's got a fortification with the castle, and he's got 2 TCs. Which makes for a very difficult area to raid. As this is all covered by both TCs and the castle, right? So the halberdier... Sorry, the Hussar are not going to do too much over there. Ideally, he will want to bust through the walls on the left-hand side and come in and start getting the raids going on the left. That's going to be so much better. I'm not really sure if he knows about the left-hand side, though, too much. Might not be necessary, though, for him to bust through. He's coming in with a Hussar already getting villagers down. As TaToH is out into the open trying to collect gold. I think he effectively ran out of gold, right? I think he did. And there is a pause right now. There is a meditative pause, I imagine, from Mr. TaToH at this point. If we take a look at the resource view in the minimap, you see that TaToH's got effectively no gold anymore inside the walls. So he's got to venture out. And yeah, unfortunately, he does not really have the map control that he needs to collect gold from here. And that means that Running should be in a much better position. As you see, population is kinda crumbling for TaToH, going under 160 for the first time in a while, and Running staying at 200 population is looking really good. And of course, plenty of map control for Running. He's going to start collecting some extra gold. Do you guys... Do you smell that? It smells like somebody is dropping a GG over here. Very soon. Yeah, absolutely no gold. And TaToH's trying to get a TC on the left. But that's about it. Castle going down. TaToH runs effectively out of fortifications to defend himself with, and then the raids over here are going to be a lot more effective as well. Ismail, GG in the air. Can you feel it? Can you feel him calling it in the air tonight? Yeah, there we go. The 2 on the swordsman will completely clean this up. So, Ronin seems like he's going to end up taking game number 7. He's gonna be the first player we have confirmed for the grand finals. Certainly seems inevitable at this point. Yeah, his TaToH's just trying to get the raids going somewhere, but he's unable to get too much damage done with these units. Don't get the Dravidian's choice. Yeah, I'm not too sure about it myself. He seemed to be contemplating his options before the game began on stream. And I'm still very curious about it, but it is what it is. He's not gone the GG just yet. He's still on a pretty healthy population, 180, so it's not game over quite clearly. It's just that Ronnie's got momentum and TaToH's been able to stop the Bull player from pushing for the last 20 minutes. Seems unlikely, especially now that Ronnie's got so much more gold compared to TaToH. It just seems unlikely that TaToH will be able to put a stop to the push. Yeah. Villages will start crumbling right now. As the TC goes down, there's no castle anymore for TaToH to defend himself. Monastery went down and the relics are out right now as well, so we could see a relic heist, and yeah, Rani's going for it. He's got 2 monks. He's sending forward already to try and collect the relics. Well done. It's the only goal that TaToH had access to. Unfortunately, that's not even going to be possible for him anymore. And now TaToH is running into housing limits from being housed. He's not running against the population limit anymore. He's getting housed over here, which is always... It always hurts to see a little bit. Where are the monks, by the way? He's got the monks over here. He's not sending these forward anymore? Yeah, well, he's going to eventually. There's too many things going on right now for him to be able to keep up with everything, so it's understandable. Yeah, and the village is going down on the right-hand side. This is really good for Ryan because now he prevents any extra buildings from coming up over here. So he takes the villagers down, and then after he cleans out the buildings, there is nothing for TaToH to do on the right. And then on the left-hand side, we're going to see the same as well, with Hazar and 2 on the swordsman cleaning out the barracks over here. All that we have left is the push from running, in pain for TaToH to endure through the last few minutes. Gas is coming up on the left as well in case TaToH was ever gonna try and get gold over here again. It's just simply not going to be possible anymore. And as expected, the barracks on the right hand side are going down. Yeah. Beautiful. There you go. This is what I want to see, the raids. The Hazar coming around. Well done. The right hand side seems to be pretty much gone from TaToH as well. TaToH's getting to 180, 90 population even. Again, and I do not really know how he does this, how he's able to survive so long. But quite clearly, the red is still on the wall and the momentum for Run is still there. It's got 93, 200 swordsmen queued up. Well, TaToH on the other hand has got 14 halberdier. He's surviving on the left-hand side. The moment Run is able to breach through the walls over here and come in, that should be pretty much game over from TaToH. No more buildings on the right-hand side. Yes, so that's pretty good for running. And then the left-hand side. Yeah, no more buildings over here. The barracks going down. It's game over. TaToH does not even have enough economy to keep on queuing halberdier anymore. Petard's coming in. Yes! Yes, sir! See another petard coming out from Ryan as soon as he's able to go for it. Given that he's still housed. Or pop. He's kind of popped right now. Pop cap. TaToH's probably calling the GG once he drops under 150 or 140 population. As now finally this is open, the Hazard coming in, and this is huge. The left hand side was completely exposed and TaToH knows it. He calls the GG, says well played, good luck next. As Running is the first qualified player to the final, taking on TaToH, the invited player in the semi-final stage. Well played. For 3, favorite Running. Let's take a look at the achievements. What do we have? We're gonna see for military a very nice KD for Running, collected in the end better than 3 to 2 KD ratio. Whilst for economy, we have a stronger economy for TaToH, interestingly enough, collecting about 2,700 extra resources. Still though, Running was so much faster to build a castle in the Imperial Ages. And he was the player definitely to lose the least villagers over here. In the end, he ended up losing 46 villagers, while TaToH, on the other hand, he ended up losing 216 villagers, if my math's not wrong. So the next series is coming up, and the starting time for that one was supposed to be 17 GMT, but because of this one extending quite a lot, I imagine it's probably just starting any moment now only. Let me go back.